Williams there. And the Norwegian media is reporting that police found a number of violent video games at the attacker's home. Home Affairs Minister Brendan O'Connor has told the ABC's Insiders programme this morning that he doesn't think the massacre in Norway is a reason to ban violent video games here.
Because there's a madman who's done just such atrocities in Norway, I don't think means that we're going to close down film or the engagement with games. I think it really points to, of course, a person who's clearly there's something wrong with this person to sort of cause such devastation in Norway. But I'm not sure that the argument goes that as a result of watching a game you turn into that type of person. I think there's something clearly intrinsically wrong with him.
That's Brendan O'Connor on Insiders this morning. Well, joining me now to discuss this further and the latest on an R18 plus video game rating in Australia is Laura Parker from the gaming website Gamespot. Thanks for joining us, Laura. Firstly, we heard the Minister's comments there. Do you think the shooting in Norway goes some way to add to the calls to tighten restrictions on the sale of some video games?
Not at all. I actually agree with Brendan O'Connor, and I think that to say that violent video games are to blame for what happened would be gross simplification of the psychology of one very disturbed individual. So I think that I think certain books were found in his apartment and films as well, and to say that that video games are to blame when I don't think that they're to blame. I think that it's not, they're just as much to blame as the films and the books, so yeah. Okay,
this is certainly something that's on the agenda here in Australia. Just run our viewers through the outcome of this week's meeting of the Attorneys General, and when can we expect an R18 plus video game rating in Australia?
Well, Mr O'Connor has indicated that it should only take a couple of months before we get an R18 classification for video games. At the meeting, I think all jurisdictions, except for New South Wales, voted to introduce R18 for games. New South Wales abstained from the vote, but Mr O'Connor has indicated that the Commonwealth will draw up the guidelines to introduce R18. So we should see it in a few months.
So even though New South Wales abstained?
Yes, so they're going to draw up the guidelines, and even though New South Wales didn't vote, New South Wales has indicated they will go back to their cabinet and come up with a position in the next few months as well.
So what can gamers in New South Wales expect? Will there be any difference to the rest of the country?
If New South Wales decides to introduce R18 like all the other jurisdictions, then it'll be just the same as all the others, all the other states and territories. But that's up to New South Wales to decide. So they have indicated that they will follow other jurisdictions and introduce R18 as well. Okay, and if this passes, as we've heard, the South Australian government will remove lower age restrictions. So what can you tell us about that? So the South Australian Attorney General, John Rao, indicated that he wants to fold the MA15 plus classification into R18 in South Australia. And what I think that means is that, unfortunately for teenage gamers in South Australia, they won't be able to play games that other teenagers around Australia are playing. So all games that come in under MA15 plus in South Australia will be automatically reclassified R18 and will only be available for people over the age of 18. Okay,
so it's been a long wait, and this has been on the boil for a while. Are you excited? Is this good news that we're going to have this extra classification?
Yeah, it's great news for gamers. This has been on the boil, as you said, for the last 10 years, so this is a really momentous decision, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.